Okay, hello. Okay, hello. So I think today we're gonna have another combat strafing mission. Once again P-40. We got full 4 hours of mission time left. That's very good. Okay, let's make our settings. All set, and once again on Pashkovskaya to the east of Krasnodar, start. That's the same mission, I think, the same time, yes. First of all, track IR settings. Just view a little bit. RPM to maximum. Trim neutral, and in my standard climbing attitude position, -70 elevator, and that's 5.5 and 5.5. That's -34. Rudder trim, half closed radiators, engine start. I think today I gonna choose northern supply column, and I will not, this time I will not go south, just to add some variety of route forms. Let's take northern approach, and my route profile is gonna be 3000 feet altitude. That's 0421.9. Supply column, lights on. Once again, I'm on the northern side of the airfield. I wish to do taxiing, to practice taxiing to the south, and then take off 340 heading. Parking brakes off. I'm gonna check my track IR settings once again. Something isn't right. I can feel it. Yes, definitely isn't right. So that's gonna be a little bit better, and start taxiing once again. Starting power, start taxiing power is 15, 20, 100 RPM. and then reduce it to a little bit less than 1300, 1290 RPM, and that's gonna be my normal taxiing power settings for normal taxiing speed. This time I go right. That taxi practicing is good for me, not boring at all. As usual, I'm doing S-turning to watch ahead for some obstacles and the surface ahead, because in real conditions, in more realistic game with more realistic surface, you're gonna need to watch, just like when you drive or when you walk, you watch ahead for surface conditions ahead of you. Just the same while taxiing, not only watching for obstacles, not to kill anybody, not to hit any vehicle or equipment, but also not to get yourself in a pit or some surface object which gonna give you some problems. So that's why you need to do S-turning. For that S-turning without using any brakes, that requires quite a skill, and that's very easy when you're prepared. Once again, thanks God, historical HAW Training Server is available. The only server I can do combat mission on P-40 combat mission with ground target vehicle column. I think I'm gonna shift a little bit to the left, so surface would be better. That's an actual airfield. Right now I'm on the side of the airfield. Maybe surface characteristics are different on the airfield, and my taxiing speed is gonna be a little bit increased. Yes, I'm taxiing a little bit faster because on the actual airfield surface is better. Oh great, we've got the same mission, cause no turbulence, very comfortable. conditions. I like to do full program mission without any skipping taxiing, skipping route flying. That's interesting part of the game, not boring at all. But I know for many players that's quite boring. I respect that. But as for me, I like it. And of course, on the target that wouldn't be boring at all, that would be hard, that would be hairy, it would be hard to stay intact, to suppress those flak units, not to hit the ground, not to hit the trees, not to let them hit you with their fire. And then if I suppress them, those two flak units, I'm gonna be able to strafe, do some standard circling strafing, 9 trucks and some half trucks. My P-40 Brownings are able to destroy those Hanamak half trucks. But first of all, I'm doing taxiing on my start position, then takeoff, then formation lap, formation pattern. And only then quite a long route flying. And compared with the previous mission, that route flying is gonna be very short. I think about 120 kilometers. That's very short for me. I love 250, 300 kilometers range to the target. This surface, grassy and gravel surface, is the most convenient surface for taxiing. Icy surface, asphalt and tarmac requires requires much less power, engine power for normal taxiing speed. That's inconvenient because you're not able to set your power precisely. For this power I'm also not able to set it precisely, but having a bigger amount of engine power, you can afford yourself not to be very precise. Unfortunately, that's not the case with icy and asphalt and concrete tarmac surfaces. I'm gonna get myself as far to the south as I can to elongate my takeoff distance. That's a quite short airfield. I don't want any troubles, any collisions. As you can see, this surface isn't actually airfield already, but my ground speed on takeoff is gonna be quite small on the surface, so that's gonna be okay. And when I accelerate enough, that's gonna be a good airfield surface already. Okay, let's take our 90 degrees heading 070. That's my readiness position. All set. RPM to maximum. Now I need to choose my takeoff time. It's gonna be 21 minutes. That was a 3 minutes longer taxiing than last time. Last time I did take off in 18 minutes. This time in 21 minutes. I'm trying to memorize that time, because all right timing is gonna depend on that. First, this time I'm gonna do right turning, right formation pattern. Okay, 15 seconds till start moving. In 30 seconds I'm gonna start moving on a start, taxiing on a start, and in 0 seconds I'm gonna start. Okay, start moving. Start heading is gonna be 3400. I need to get myself a little bit forward and turn left on start heading. All set. In 0 seconds I'm gonna move throttle forward to get my 39 inches. All throttle movement should be so slow, it's gonna take me 5 seconds to move it. That's safe, that's standard, that's gonna be good for group flying. Okay, and I'm not gonna wait till 130 miles per hour. I'm gonna take off earlier, because this airfield is quite short. Technichat on, take off. Gear up, RPM 72%, accelerating, wait until 150 miles per hour and pulling up. Okay, she's stabilized. I like it. I lost 3 degrees of heading, that's acceptable. She's stabilized 400 feet, transitioning into straight and level. Minus 10%, RPM down to 33%, rudder trim on standard straight and level settings, minus 5% more, aileron minus 2% on right wing. Once again, she's pitching up. Okay, I don't need Technochat anymore. When she's gonna pitch up one more time, I'm gonna throttle back on about 20.5. I'm throttling back. So I've gained a little bit altitude. Too much, that 600 is too much, okay. But I'm more or less stabilized. And so now I'm gonna simulate my formation lap. takeoff time was 21:0 and first right 90-degree turn is gonna be takeoff time plus 5 minutes, that means 26:0. That's a formation pattern. If I would fly this mission within the group, each next airplane is gonna be starting 30 seconds later after my airplane, after previous airplane, and first and second right turn they would do with not 30 seconds delay but with 15 seconds delay, and that's gonna cause all group formed up after completing second turn. That's very easy, that's standard, that's convenient, that not requires any additional power settings, additional fuel wasting, spending. I've got 1 minute left till first 90 degrees turn. I can see my P-40 isn't ideally stabilized, I know, but that's make no sense because I'm gonna destabilize her while turning, so I'm not adjusting my power. I've got good heading, 20 seconds left, and this time I'm gonna try to do some corrections for wind shifting. Wind is 130 degrees. That means, and my formation pattern is about 1000 seconds long, so that means I'm gonna shift 1 kilometer heading 130. So let's say I'm gonna start my third right turn 12 seconds earlier, 11 seconds earlier, and fourth right turn 11 seconds earlier also, or maybe not. Let's calculate that. No, probably 8 or 9 seconds earlier. Yes, I think that third right turn is gonna be 7 or 8 seconds earlier, and fourth right turn is gonna be 10 seconds earlier. And then I'm gonna, after completing formation lap, I'm gonna fly right over my start position. Five seconds till second right turn, 0 seconds turning. This time I will not add any excessive power, let her lose altitude a little bit, because those 500 feet is too much. I need 400, but this time my mistake, I'm letting her lose too much altitude, so she's accelerating. I don't need that, so I pull up a little bit, because after completing my turn I need my P-40 to be stabilized, and airspeed is the key for that. To be too fast is not good. Leveling up, she's stabilized. That's what I'm talking about. You can see she's pitching up just a little bit. You're almost not seeing that. And 460 feet, that's ideal. My formation lap altitude should be between 400 and 700 and 600 feet, and my airfield altitude was 50 or 60 feet, if I'm correct. Okay, let's calculate our third right turn timing. 20. That's gonna be takeoff time plus 13 minutes. That means 21 minutes plus 13. That's 34.0. And I need to make adjustment against those to avoid those wind shifting. That adjustment's gonna be minus 7 seconds. So in 33.53 I'm gonna turn right, and my fourth right turn, which is 2 minutes after third right turn, is gonna be also 9 or 10 seconds earlier. So I'm gonna start my fourth turn in 44 seconds, I think, or 45 seconds, so not in 0 seconds. And let's wait and see how precise I'm gonna get myself on my start position. Last time I saw I was to the east of airfield just a little bit, because airspeed is only 1 meter per second. Let's wait and see how I'm gonna manage to deal with those wind shifting this time. That's a formation lap is a very small simulation of your route flying. That's good practicing for wind shift corrections. Okay, now I've got a 32 minutes 20 seconds, so I've got minute and a half till my fourth right turn in real mission with a entire combat group of 6 or 12 airplanes. They would form up, they would spend all this time to make right formation, close formation of wingmen in wings, and front side abreast formation of wings. That's important to control your 6, or like we call it in Russian, dead cone. Okay, almost 30 seconds till third right turn. As you can see, I'm not able to set power right. That's why I'm losing altitude, but that's okay. I'm still stabilized. Okay, in 53 seconds I'm gonna start my right turn. Very convenient instrument panel, P-40, not like on Mosquito. Okay, starting. Additional power. Excessive power. Extra manifold pressure. Turning right. Now she's stabilized. I don't need to pull up. Change bank angle a little bit. It was too small. Now I'm getting a little bit more than I need. Oh, I'm losing altitude. A250. That wasn't a great standard 15-degree bank angle turn, but anyway that was, let's say, satisfactory. Set up right power settings. I need 20.6, 20.8, 20.6, and in 44 seconds I'm gonna start my fourth left turn, and then we're gonna see. Maybe I was I know, no, I even did that mistake not in 44 seconds but in 59 seconds. I almost did that mistake once again. I will not make it. In 59 seconds. Thanks God I've double checked my calculations in my mind. I almost did that mistake. That's an experience. That's why you need practicing. That's why I like that historical HAW Training Server for more or less combat conditions. I like still skies, but for good weather conditions, but there is no wind over there. So sometimes you need a little bit of combat conditions for good practicing. And where is my airfield? Exactly on my 12. That's what I've been talking about. That was decent wind shift navigation corrections. I like it. That's also fun part of the game. My starting position was exactly on those crossroads, so I'm very, very precise, very, very good. Just imagine if that would be not single airplane but 12 airplanes squadron. Okay, let's turn north. All turns less than 30-degree heading I do with small very small bank angle 3-4 degrees, not more than 5. So So I'm over here, and then I gonna start climbing. My route flying is gonna be quite short. I don't like this, but as I said last time, I would like my target would be somewhere here, or maybe even to the west, on some Feodosia or Sudak, or even more to the west-ish. Okay, Technochat on. Transitioning into stabilized climbing attitude. Plus 5% elevator trim. RPM to 72%. She's pitching up, rudder trim to standard, elevator trim to 0, plus 5% more. Just when she stops pitching up, I'm adding more 5%. I don't touch my throttle. She is reducing her speed, and she's pitching down, plus 5%, plus 5%, Technochat off, and throttle up, throttle forward. She's stabilized in climbing attitude. Perfect. I like those transitioning. That's gonna be very convenient for formation flying, not like some guys do that without any respect for the wingman, and knowing those transitioning technique and using that technique is some fun part of the game also. Not only good strafing, good dogfighting, good landing, but also route flying. Okay, now I'm gonna climb 3000 feet. I'm gonna need to add some power, because P-40, just like Ju-87 and A-20, doesn't have any auto manifold pressure control unit. So while gaining altitude, I'm losing manifold pressure with the same throttle lever position. So I need to change it, and let's find where we are. I think I'm 0729, and Dinskaya is gonna be on my 9 o'clock. Yes, some city and some ground target, friendly ground target. That's Dinskaya, and Novotitarovskaya is gonna be on my 3 o'clock. Exactly. Those two bridges, one road and railroad, those railroad crossing. I can see it. Now I know where I am. I am 0729.5, I think. Staromashastovskaya is gonna be my next terrain feature, my next landmark to watch my route. Okay, that's 3000 feet, Technochat on, and transitioning into stabilized straightened level. Minus 10% elevator trim, RPM down to 43%, rudder trim settings to standard 83%, plus -1 on right wing aileron trim, minus 5% more elevator. So she's climbing, she's pitching up, minus 5%. Now she's accelerating, and while accelerating she starts pitching up, pitching nose up. I reduce trimming, not to let her pitch nose up. I don't need that. She's pitching up, minus 5%, technochat off, I don't need it anymore. And when she's gonna start pitch up once again, I'm gonna reduce throttle to 21 inches maybe. Yeah, 20.6. And I think I'm gonna need to adjust rudder trim to 83. Yes, that's it. My P-40 is stabilized, which is very convenient for close formation flying, very convenient to look around, to work with your navigation charts, to watch any terrain features, landmarks, to know where you are, to be a group leader, to make decisions, to communicate in voice channel. So without any auto level, in absolutely realistic game mode, you're able to maintain heading, maintain straight and level flying, and let yourself have your attention free for other tasks, not only controlling your airplane. That's Staromoshastovskaya under my airplane, and next that bridge is my next terrain feature, which isn't very convenient. That Timashevskaya is gonna be my next terrain feature. Timashevskaya has a very good river part, this bridge, and this airfield. I will not miss it. I will not mess it with any other town. As you can see, comfortable, straight and level flight. I need to make small heading corrections from time to time, but I have solid 25-40 seconds intervals, which I'm gonna spare for looking around, for working with my map, and to communicate. I'm losing heading, that's unacceptable. Heading correction. For some reason she's banking right, so I add 1% rudder trim settings to the left. Now she's gonna start banking left, but let's wait and see. P-40 is a very, very comfortable, stabilized airplane. No wonder why this pursuit fighter was chosen as a main United States Army air aviation fighter plane before World War II. Russian Air Force has had Yak-1 and Yak-9 main fighter plane. Of course, Yak-1 and Yak-9 much stronger than this P-40. If P-40 had a good power unit with engine, P-40 would be also strong, but with P-40 you can strafe. P-40's got very good armament. Yak-1 and Yak-9 has got a cannon with 50 rounds. That's convenient for experienced pilots, and 650 caliber machine guns is convenient for any pilot, including inexperienced pilots. And P-40 was a dive bomber, and P-40 had very wide range. You can see enemy. I can see enemy airplanes. That's interesting. That's interesting. They're not gonna see me. I know those guys. That's Bars and Cobra and Tiger. They streaming also on Sergei Barbulat channel. Well, I'm not afraid of dogfighting, but that wasn't my plan. But what can you do? That's a combat mission. You're gonna need to defend yourself. I've lost those contacts. Maybe those were flashes. No, I can see them, and they also gonna be able to see me. That's unfortunate. That's what I was talking about. That low level route flying is stealthy, is more convenient. But I will not run away. I will not change my plan, my mission plan. I'm not afraid of anything. They probably dive bombing those breach. Yes, dive bombing those breach, and then they're gonna probably go east for our vehicle column. Let's let them do their stuff, do those things, and I would do my things. P-40 is a fighter plane I feel most comfortable in. I know it's weak because of P-40's thrust weight ratio, because of outdated engine. P-40 is a weak fighter plane, but I feel very comfortable in it. I don't mind any hot or hairy moments, any adrenaline moments. Of course, those players, they are not the best fighters. Maybe if I would see some other guys, I would run away in a hurry. But anyway, running is not for me. I had my mission plan with going north and then west. and I'm gonna get to my target from the west, so it's gonna make my route flying a little bit longer. I like it. I can see 2 of those 3 enemy airplanes, and the 3rd airplane could easily shut me down. My visual appraisal isn't necessarily good, so that's a real risk. That's really unsafe. But I do not afraid. That's how it should be. I've lost visual only. I see those 2. Probably one of them. One of them, Cobra, is dead. I know those guys. Cobra is dead, so only 2 of them. For those of you who are watching, I would say I could change my mission plan and turn left, set my combat power settings and enter a dogfight with them, and I would feel comfortable in that dogfight. I'm sure I would damage at least one of those attackers, but I choose not to do that. I'm choosing to follow my mission plan, because I see breaking my mission plan is like some lack of order, like some bedlam. I don't like it. I like all to be in order. Fine. That stupid game feature. That stupid game feature means I've lost myself. So that stupid game feature take my controls. So I've lost myself in addition, so my navigation wasn't good enough. That's very unfortunate. Okay, let's dive. I don't want to intercept those guys. I'm gonna let them do those stuff. That was one of the ugliest features of this game. I hate it, really hate it. Those auto-turning feature, unacceptable. But I should admit that was my mistake. I've lost that Timashevskaya. I could figure that out. I didn't make it. That was my mistake. You wouldn't believe that auto turn changed my, I don't want to curse, changed my Trim settings already, almost. Okay, 240 is gonna be okay. That's why I like practicing. I like those combat missions because I'm starting to make those silly mistakes, silly errors. You need practicing to avoid them. Only one. Oh, two contacts I can see. That's okay. They probably not able to see me. So that's for you guys who can watch how many times I could destroy them or damage them. But I must say, I wouldn't be surprised if they could see me, they saw me, and they choose not to attack me. That's some airfield. You know, I didn't. Which airfield it is? Is it? Is it Timashevskaya airfield or what? Yes, probably that's Timashevskaya airfield. I didn't lost myself. Why they that auto turn feature is really ugly. I hate it. Old IL-2, old Forgotten Battles had no such an ugly thing. How about those chimney tops? I'm okay. So one way or another, as you can see, I'm hiding. I'm not willing to climb anymore. So that shows you I really need to practice with those flak unit suppression and standard circle strafing. Okay, I was on Timashevskaya, and Dniprovskaya is gonna be my next terrain feature. On 11, on 10, I can see that airfield, okay. After Dniprovskaya it's gonna be some river, then Novonikolaevskaya. I think I'm gonna be okay. I will not get lost one more time. But that was my error, navigational error, quite rare for me. That's because of lack of practice. And I can see those enemies, those bars and tiger. By the way, the bars, the same nickname as my Tiger and Bars, one of the most popular Russian radio nicknames in Russian military. At least 20 years ago that was the case. Maybe today it's different. But when I was in military 20 years ago, my company commander had Tiger nickname, radio nickname, and Bars nickname you can also meet very often. Bars is a snow leopard in Russian, and Tiger is tiger. They probably not able to see me. I will watch Sergei Barbulat's stream later, and I gonna check that out. But once again, as you can see, I'm not climbing, so I'm afraid they gonna see me and they're gonna spoil my mission. I ain't got no much time. I can dogfight on many other servers, including Berloga and Finnish server, but to perform normal combat strafing mission with all the route flying, with all AAA suppression phases, stages, I would like to use this opportunity until they switch historical air war training forever. Switch off historical air war training forever. Yes, they've completed the strafing and they egressing, returning to base. I wonder. Now they start turning to me. That's the route. It's gonna be good for me not to climb. And I'm probably 0.3 to 6.4 or 0.7. I know many players who would see my P-40 on such a distance, but I bet they do not see me, they cannot see me. They don't use that unrealistic settings, visual settings, which this game enables you to use, which make your plane unrealistic. They fly right to me. The airspeed is higher than mine. They fly right to me, and they still not able to see me. Well, that's funny, but I will not run away from them. Next terrain feature is gonna be road and 90 degrees turning, turning on those roads. Look at them, they turning left to south, and they still not able to see me. Oh, that's a perfect. I am right on 0325.8. That's a perfect navigation. Those guys, let's say they're not blind. I wouldn't see such an airplane either, but that's realistic. That's what you can see right now. That's realistic. you shouldn't see on some airplane which is lower than you on the ground. You shouldn't see it. But I know a lot of guys who use unrealistic settings to see everything. They're poor devils. That's what I call realistic aviation combat simulator. They were just right next to me and they couldn't see me. That's realistic. If I would fly 3,000 feet, 1,000 meters, they would be able to see me. And our missions would end in dogfighting. I'm okay with dogfighting, but after I do my strafing thing, I would like to complete my mission plan. Another road. Where are they flying? They fly on Krasnoarmeyskaya, maybe on Slavyanskaya. I need to dive a little bit. Let's make it low level. Deck flying -5%, -5 inches, and stick forward. And once again, not to change your airspeed, and leveling up and throttle up, throttle forward. That's all level. Another road, I'm somewhere 0, 3, 2, 4, and Grivinskaya is gonna be my checkpoint. On Grivinskaya I'm gonna turn left, and one thing I gonna start climbing. One thing this time I gonna attack against the sunlight. I've made that mistake. One time I've been suppressing and the sun was behind me. That was inconvenient because that reduced my visual, causes me a problem. I hit the tree. This time I'm gonna strafe against the sun. Of course that's gonna give me another problems, but let's see. Probably that's gonna be more convenient for me. I'm climbing 3,000 feet once again. I'm gonna climb on Grivinskaya, turn left, and start, maybe with this, and start my AAA suppression pattern diving. Let's hope I'm gonna survive that. That's Grivinskaya. Watch hour 6. No one is lurking behind. That's Grivinskaya. You can say it by those streets and suburbs shape and form. And that river, that road gonna lead me to my target. I'm not flying along the rivers and along the roads like some guys. I've got my magnetic and gyro compasses. That's a combat aviation simulator. That's silly to fly along the roads and rivers. Perfect weather conditions, perfect visibility. Let's make it. I'm approaching to my combat zone, to my I think I can see my target already. Thanks God I've started that climbing. Some reason today ranges seems not too far. Thanks God I've started climbing. Yes, I'm too close. That wasn't a narrow navigational error, but getting yourself into a combat zone initial point, initial area is once again very important. I didn't do that quite right today. Those trees, they're gonna be not help. Okay, now I'm getting myself in a combat mode, adjusting track IR, adjusting trim settings. And what else? Power to 30 inches. Turning back to 135 heading, and my target's gonna be those trees. Oh, that's gonna be very, very hard, very inconvenient. I hate those trees. I hate those trees. I can see my target. Okay, let's try it. Those trees. Maybe I'm gonna be able to use the gap between those trees, or maybe not. Very inconvenient, very inconvenient. I hate it. I'm gonna need to change my approach heading. You can see the visibility is very bad. Approach is already not good. I hate those trees. I hate those trees. I can see the target turning. Oh, that's gonna be tough. I missed. Oh. I hate it. That was a minor damage. That was because I was forced to use different approach. I hate that. Stupid trees. They are obstacles. So with those damages, no more standard climbing procedure for me, because that's make no sense. I'm gonna climb not like I would like to climb. If my driving, my attack pattern would be standard, they would never get me. I hate that, those stupid trees. You need airspeed, you need to maneuver, then it's gonna be okay for you. Those trees didn't allow me to maneuver. I got damages. That was a very minor damages. I was very lucky. I was very lucky. No fuel leak. Now my so no more good strafing for me. I hate it. I hate it. I should get to the target from different angle, from different direction. There is a gap between the trees over there, so that was practically my mistake. I was oh shit. My mistake, I didn't open my radiator shutters. That's my mistake. Those interceptors, if I would make my route flying as I planned, that would be everything, that would be okay. That was my mistake. I see the gap between the trees. I could make it without changing my standard approach. That's why mission plan is important. I hate to break it, but that was all my mistake. First of all, I shouldn't get myself to that edge of the map. Let's try it, but that's gonna be, that would be very hard. My P-40 doesn't feel great with those damages. I've got insufficient airspeed, I think. And that stupid fucking... I hate it. Stupid. You saw that? You saw that? Those flak units, they see you through the trees. You're not able to see it. They see you, they open fire. Great game, great game. And this game, next project is gonna be even greater. So now I'm completely damaged once again. Those stupid idiotic trees. And I need to egress. I need to return to base. I'm sorry for that. No more AAA suppression, no more strafing. I'm gonna try to make this to repeat this mission tomorrow, maybe, if server would be available. Once again I'm climbing. I'm gonna do no power landing once again, thanks to damages. I'm sorry for that, but that's it. Second time in a row. Let's balance our P-40. This time you can see engines damaged very badly. Who knows, maybe it's gonna let me So engine is damaged. I'm losing fuel and I'm trying to climb as much as I can to make it to my air base, to make it home. This time wings are not damaged, almost. Wings got minor damages, so she's stabilized. For some reason she's banking. Right all the time. can see enemy airplane. They probably gonna shoot me down. Maybe that's friendly airplane. Well, I'm sorry for that. I hope tomorrow I'm gonna be able to make another attempt. So now I'm somewhere 0424.1. Point 4 maybe. That's interesting. Why she's absolutely stabilized and she's turning left and right by herself. Great flight mode or what? I know what's happening. I'm losing airspeed because I'm losing manifold pressure, and that causes me to unbalance airfield, my airplane. So I need to adjust manifold pressure. That was okay. That's why I'm gonna be stabilized. But anyway, that visual contact seems like 110 is gonna shut me down. He's gonna shoot me down. That is Stara Nizhny-Stablievskaya. Underneath me, I know I've got friendly airfield, a light airfield, but I would like to get myself into Pashkovskaya, my airfield. So I'm gonna continue climbing 120 heading, and somewhere, yeah, that was enemy contact. He's gonna shoot me down probably. I will not turn, I will not run. I've got no visual, but he's somewhere there. Okay, the next Нововеличковская and Новотитаровская are gonna be my terrain features to find where I am. That town is Поповичевская. That town behind is Старонижнестеблиевская. So I am somewhere 0625.9. Andreevskaya I will not be able to see. Нововеличковская I will not be able to see because they're gonna be under my canopy. Okay. Fuel leak is not very heavy, but still probably, or maybe still I gonna train engine off final approach and landing. You can see my engine is weakening. Climbing speed is less and less. And this is Andreevskaya, so I am somewhere 0727.7. That Novotitarovskaya is gonna be close on my 11 o'clock. But yes, that's Novotitarovskaya. And where is airfield? Airfield should be to the... No, that's Novovelichkovskaya. Novotitarovskaya is to the east. I can see it. Airfield and Novotitarovskaya, so I should turn right on 150 heading, or maybe 135 heading. Yes, and I can see Pashkovskaya already. Oh, maybe that Krasnodar, yes. I can see Krasnodar, and Pashkovskaya is gonna be, that's Novotitarovskaya and Novotitarovskaya airfield. This. So fine, that's very good. You can see that airfield with landing strips, triangle, very good terrain feature. That's Krasnodar 1 airfield, and Krasnodar 2 is to the south of that airfield. So I'm somewhere 08 to 8, 9 probably. I can see Pashkovskoe already and my airfield. Yes, I can see my airfield. So never do your navigation route flying with perfect no error. Always apply some error to see your ground object which you need on your 1 o'clock or 11 o'clock. Inexperienced or some, I don't know, not very clever, not very smart guys, they do the navigation precisely, excellent, but when they've got themselves on a target or on a point, they're not able to see it because the target is under the canopy. I know most of the guys don't fly straight and level like me. They fly like that, always. Well, that's unrealistic, I don't like it. So I definitely gonna be able to land with my power on. So I will not shape power off final approach. I make transition into landing configuration. Let her loose her airspeed and flaps down. Okay, flaps okay, flaps were not damaged, and I gonna descend with 16 or 18 inches power. Of course, that's unfortunate. Second time in a row I was hit by enemy flak, but what can you do? Those obstacles, trees, I couldn't see that flak unit. You need to see it. Visual is very, very important part of the game, but those that flak unit could see me through the tree and could open fire even. Of course, that's unrealistic. They gonna describe how beautiful new project is gonna be. You could see normal trees on those screenshots in yesterday's news. That was very good, but okay, they're gonna have better physics of ground units, but how about other issues of this game? stupid, unrealistic, ugly features, like those auto turn and those transparent trees, transparent for AI but not for players. But once again, I could make it better. I had a route planned, good plan for route flying. I've made a mistake, navigational mistake. That was my error. So I was distracted by those enemy contacts. If I made my route flying to this point and attack from here, probably I would see those gaps between the trees and could build my approach, could do my approach, diving, attacking, AAA suppression pattern in a right manner, so I wouldn't be damaged. I would destroy that or damage that first flak unit, and the second's gonna be less problem for me, and I would strafe those trucks and get myself without any damages, get myself back on my air base. So I do not yell, I do not argue, I know that was my mistake. That's why I like historical HAW Training Server when it's available, because you need opportunity, you need practicing, you need training. Great, another great feature, armored units intercom communications. You can hear in your airplane. That's a absolutely unrealistic feature, but they added that in the game. Why? For what reasons? For what considerations? Of course, I can understand they wanted this game to be more attractable for War Thunder players, but make some settings to switch off those stupid, ugly, unrealistic things. Well, as you can see, I'm higher than it should be, so that spiral wasn't okay. .160 heading, landing. Okay, good landing run, not a bad touchdown. I'm gonna make taxi into those buildings. Let's assume those are repair shops. Those repair crew boss is gonna be furious. Second time in a row I've damaged precious P-40 pursuit and attacking airplane. Fuel, oil, everything. Oh, circle. I wasn't controlling my airplane. Sorry for that. Of course, P-40 has got very big amount of oil in it, but why developers, why I'm still losing oil? It's great stream, great flow of oil under my belly. How much oil did I get initially? Look at that. Oil is not dripping, it's flowing with a great stream. So I think that's it for today. Maybe I'm gonna check that Sergei Barbulat stream. Maybe I'm gonna fly with them, but I will not promise that for you. So thank you. Thanks for watching, for all of you. That's it.